Hey, what's up? This is David Benjamin from HealthyWildAndFree.com. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about apples and how you can culture or ferment apples and how you can use that to your advantage to get more nutrition from your apples. So, just a brief overview on apples and the health benefits of apples. Apples are rich in minerals, vitamins, and phytonutrients, and are just a great overall fruit for health and well-being because of the balance of the nutrition within them. Some fruits are more higher in antioxidants, some are higher in mineral content, some are higher in vitamin content. Apples are just a really good balance overall. They have 10,000 nutrients in them, and they're rich in fiber, they're rich in minerals, they contain pectin, which helps pull toxins out of your body. The fiber that's rich in them helps clean out your arteries, helps clean out your liver, it's detoxifying, it helps to balance your blood sugar levels. They're just very beneficial overall, and this saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, couldn't be closer to the truth. So apples are just really beneficial. I recommend you get them in your diet on a daily basis, and one way you can actually kind of enhance the effects of apples to make them even more beneficial for your health is to culture or ferment them. Now, most people think of culturing and fermenting foods as vegetables. You culture and you ferment, just cabbage or carrots or something, beets, things along that line, things like that. People think of more root vegetables or just vegetables in general that you culture or ferment. But you can actually culture or ferment apples as well. And the great thing about that is, first of all, the taste. The taste is delicious. It's kind of a tangy apple taste flavor. It has like that apple taste, but it has a tangy taste on top of it, almost like a applesauce with a little bit of a zap to it. It's hard to describe, but it's really good and I really like it. So if you like a tangy taste and you like the flavor of apples, you'll probably love cultured or fermented apples. So the great thing about culturing or fermenting apples is that by letting it sit and doing the process I'm going to show you in the second half of this video, it gives the apple, basically, it coats it in probiotics. It makes the apple a probiotic food as well. The great thing about that is when the apple has probiotics like that, it increases the bioavailability of the nutrients in the apple by, I believe it's 200 to 300%. So with that being said, it makes a lot of sense to culture and ferment your apples because it's allowing your body to actually assimilate the nutrition within the apple, the minerals, the phytonutrients, and things like that. So it just allows the nutrition within the apples to be more effective. Plus, the probiotics that form on the apples, within the jar, when you're culturing and fermenting food, give your gut and your body the good probiotics and good bacteria it needs to keep your immune system strong and healthy, to fight bad bacteria, to fight candida, fungus, yeast infections, and all those types of things. So it's very healthy, it's very beneficial. It's great for detoxing. It's like taking apples up to another level of health for you, as opposed to just eating a whole apple. Fermenting them like this gives you more bang for your nutritional buck, basically, which is awesome. Who doesn't want to do that? And it tastes delicious. So I'm going to show you in this video the simple step-by-step process to ferment, otherwise known as culture, apples, and what you need to do step by step. First step is really just dicing up the apples, putting them in a jar, adding sea salt, lemon, lime, and then cabbage, and then sealing it, and then letting it sit for a week. So I'm actually going to show you that in the second half of this video. So now you know a little bit about why you should culture apples and the benefits of it, and in the rest of this video you're going to see how to go about doing that process. So like this video, leave your comments below, and hopefully you try culturing and fermenting your apples at home as well, and come back and leave the comments and let us know how you like them. Thanks a lot for your time. See you in the second half of this video. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make cultured, or otherwise known as fermented, apples. Now, this is something that's really simple, and it's something you can do very easily with just a few simple ingredients. So the first thing you need is a jar. I have a big jar. This is actually a jar that I had from the sauerkraut, and I'm making a big batch, so I'm just using this jar. First thing you want to do is take an apple and dice it up into little pieces. As you can see, very small pieces. You want them to be as small as possible because you want this jar to be packed full with these apples, because you want to create an anaerobic environment, basically an oxygen deficient environment, because when there's no oxygen and when you add the water and the cabbage on top, like I'll show you in a minute, and you seal it, it creates an oxygen deficient environment, and the bacteria begins to grow and eat the sugars within the apple to feed the bacteria, basically. So that's something actually I forgot to mention, was that the great thing about fermenting apples is you aren't consuming the sugar in the apples, you're fermenting it so the bacteria eats the sugar and you're just ingesting the probiotics, which are very, very healthy for you. So if you have candida or yeast infection or anything like that, or you just want to prevent that, this is a great kind of recipe for that. So after you cut up the apples and you dice them up, you simply take Himalayan sea salt. I get mine from Mercola, and I'll link this up all below so you can see it below this video. But I take this and I open the right hand side, which is the larger holes. You can see that's the bigger holes, the smaller ones is on the right. And I simply just sprinkle some in here. And I already did it, so I'm not going to pour it in there again. But you sprinkle it right in the middle. And then once you do that, you take a lime. You squeeze the lime juice all around and really kind of let the lime, kind of cover the top, the lime juice cover the top with of the salt and the apples all the way around. And then after that, you just take some water. I took purified water, and I filled it up. Now, the water, as you can see, the water is about up to here. So what's going to happen when I put the cabbage in right here, it's going to be water mostly to the top, and I can't really tilt it too much, otherwise the water will start coming out. But the cabbage will go to the very top like that, and then when I place the top on and seal it, it's going to create a very tight, environment that lacks oxygen, basically. So what I'm going to do now is take this piece of cabbage, and I'm going to fold it up just to kind of have room into a little piece like that. And then I'm going to actually just kind of stuff it in here like that. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but water is now on top of here. And as I push it in there, it should be secure. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the top, and you can even have it fuller so that's completely top. This has a little bit of room around the ring, but it's okay to have a little bit of room like this because when fermentation occurs, it rises. So it's actually going to expand a little bit, and the bubbles and things like that will happen. So when you open it up, it rises. So you actually do want to leave a little bit of room, but you want it to be pretty tight to the top. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to seal it. And now what I do is I just simply take this jar, and some people take a towel and wrap it around the jar, and just wrap it up so it's dark basically, and put it in a cupboard. And you want to put it in a cupboard for 7 days, exactly a week. And once you leave it there for a week, you can take it out, unseal it, and you will have a jar of fermented, otherwise known as cultured apples. And the reason people use they take a towel and wrap it around the jar is to keep it in a dark environment. But if you have it in the back of a cupboard that you aren't using, you're going to be fine because it's a dark cupboard already, and if you don't use that cupboard, you're not going to really affect it too much. So if you want, take a towel, and some people do a towel too because sometimes it leaks a little bit. So it's probably better to use a towel overall, because if it starts leaking around the edges, it can get into your countertops, your cupboard tops, that kind of thing, and you obviously don't want that. So it would be smart to get a towel, and as long as it's sealed, make sure it's tight, make sure it's sealed, wrap a towel around it, make sure it's the towel covers it, and then take it and put it in the back of your cupboard. I'm making this batch right now, and then I'm actually going to make this little jar as well. So I'm going to cut up about another apple or two to fill this jar, and I'm going to have 2 little batches of this going at one time today, so that a week from today I can take them out, eat them, and start enjoying them and getting the probiotic apple benefits from them. So that is how you ferment or culture an apple. It's a very simple process. It's very cheap. All you need is some Himalayan sea salt from Mercola, 1 lime, and 1 thing of cabbage and some water. So you're really only adding a couple ingredients to the jar, and obviously the jars. And when you have that, it allows you to create anything fermented. You can ferment, carrots, beets, all sorts of things, and apples is just one of those things. So good luck with your culturing and your fermenting. Please like, favorite, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to the channel above to see more, and be sure to visit us on Facebook at facebook.com/healthywildandfree for more updates, articles, videos, podcasts, and things like that. Have an awesome rest of the day. Bye.